Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Black Napkins by Frank Zappa. As usual, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. So if you want to get your song reviewed, just do what they did. Leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to add it to my list. So I know this is going to sound bad, but I have never heard a song from Frank Zappa. Like, I know he's, or they or him or whoever, I don't know if Frank Zappa is just the name of the guy or the name of the band, whatever, or both. I've never heard a Frank Zappa song, and I know that they're a huge name in like rock music or music in general, but like just it's one of those for some reason I've never got around to listening to. So this is gonna be a new experience for me. Let's jump right in. Black Napkins, Frank Zappa. Here we go. Was it? It just ends? Does it fade into the next song? I'm guessing was that sort of like this transition song here. I'm trying to like just see if anybody in the comments is like, "Hey, why did this cut off?" But no, everybody's just talking about how great this was. Hey, this was great. I agree. Um, were there any longer versions? No, it is a 4 minute. Oh shit! Here's like an 18-minute song here, but it looks like it was maybe live, so they were probably indulging a little bit. Oh, like here's another one, but deluxe bonus version live, 20 minutes. I guess I found like a shortened, like 4 minute version versus, the fact that this is pretty much like all guitar solo. I would imagine that they probably, kind of indulge a little bit when they're on stage. It reminds me of like the song Cortez the Killer from Neil Young. That the original is like 5 minutes long, but Built to Spill does a cover of it that's like 22 minutes long or something crazy like that, because the entire like back 15 minutes is just guitar solos. And it's like, hey, sometimes when you're in the zone, you're in the zone. So I get it. So I can see how, like, again, maybe on the recording it's a 4 minute track, but when they do it live, they indulge a little bit and go 20 minutes on it or whatever. So anyway, didn't realize that this was a instrumental. Goes to show that I don't really look at anything about the songs before I jump into it. So this lyrics page I pulled up is completely useless, but that's fun. That's fine. So let's break it down piece by piece, like we always do, skipping the lyrics and going straight to the instrumentation. So I will say, yes, like there was a lot to enjoy about the guitar, but I'll say that for last because I do want to talk about the drums. Drumming was fun. It was, I think, subtle when it needed to be to kind of let the guitar shine. But the drummer had his moments in there where he was throwing in some licks that were really cool. Kind of felt like he changed the tempo a couple times near the end. And just like the drumming, I think blew me away in parts. Like again, in parts it was subdued. It was kind of in the background because I was too busy just really honed in on the guitar. But other times it was like, yeah, like the drumming kind of came to the forefront and was fun to listen to. I think the bass was also fantastic throughout this one. Like just very sort of heavy, almost dark sounding in the background. But it really created a nice groove. Like honestly, I liked the bass so much that like if you took out the guitar and just kind of like isolated the bass and the drums, it would have been just like a really kind of just groovy, like dark, moody track. But then you throw the guitar on there and it has that bluesiness to it that I think is really fun. And it there was a moment in there, and I made a face, but I don't know if I can find the exact time, but there was a moment where like it. Maybe. Yeah, no, I don't know. But you can hear that bass again, fantastic. But there was a moment in there where I don't know if it was an effect or a pedal or what he was doing, but like it sounded crazy. It sounded like the kind of like beeps and boops you would get from like a Star Wars droid or something, right? It was just like it was one of those moments where I was like, I wonder how he does that with the guitar. Like, what note is he playing, or what effects is he playing on there? But yeah, the guitar throughout was great. Again, very bluesy in its delivery in some places, but also very like Pink Floyd-esque. And I'm sorry, I don't know, if Frank Zappa did it first or Pink Floyd did it first, or if they were kind of working at the same time. My music history is pretty muddy. My knowledge of music history is pretty muddy, I should say. But the way I compare, I connect to a lot of things is just making comparisons and connections to things I do know, right? So I don't know Frank Zappa, but I do know a little bit about Pink Floyd. So some of that like Pink Floyd-esque experimentalism, I hear it here. So yeah, I mean it's bluesy, it's a little psychedelic, it's a little experimental, it's out there for sure. And although there were no real lyrics, like the ooze that you kind of got in the middle half to sort of the back half of the song, were nice, a nice touch too. I was kind of always waiting for the vocals to come in, again, not knowing this was an instrumental track. And I'm glad I at least got the kind of ooze on the back half of it. So honestly, instrumentally, this was a fantastic song. I am not a big fan of instrumental music. So when I really do enjoy singing and I enjoy lyrics. That's kind of just a big thing for me. So when I come away from like an instrumental track really liking it, I think that is a testament to just how well it's done. And I will say, I am a huge fan of guitar solos, and this one was just kind of a 4 minute long guitar solo, which was a lot of fun for me as well. So I'm gonna give it 2 big thumbs up instrumentally and vocally for the little ooze that we got. And as far as replay value goes, I mean, again, I'm not the biggest fan of instrumental music, but this one was awesome. I mean, the drumming was great, the bass was great, guitar work was fantastic. Threw some pieces in there that, again, made me just scratch my head and go like, how did they even do that? Like, I don't know enough about playing guitar to know how you make those kind of sounds that they were making. So anyway, this one is definitely going to make the playlist. I don't know how often I listen to it, just because, again, as a person, I put so much value on lyricism and vocals that it's like, yeah, I'll come back to it every now and then, but just not as often as I would some other types of songs. So for that, I'll give it a thumb up. So anyway, fantastic song, fantastic request. As always, if you enjoyed the music as much as I did, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. These guys have been clearly around since at least the 70s. Looks like this one came out on October 20th, 1976. So not sure if they're still around, but if they are, I'm sure they would appreciate the support. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw here on the channel today, consider supporting the channel, like and subscribe, comment, all those great things that you do for YouTube channels that you enjoy. Hopefully I am counted amongst those. And of course, if you'd like to connect with me further, you can check the description to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.